Now the fourth and final heat, and it's Wolders of Holland, a great all-rounder among strongmen, against the rising star Rudolph Kuester from West Germany.
Ready?
This is a tussle between two of the biggest, the most evenly matched men in the championship. Wolders keeping low, he's got a good technique there, getting off to a great start. In fact, this heat is between the two men who came equal second in the contest to find Europe's strongest man in Holland a few months ago. Kuester finding it hard to get going, but Wolders powering his way to the line to finish in 35 seconds. So that puts him into second place. Geoff Capes drops down to third. A great effort by Wolders. And Rudi Kuester, the postal worker from Kassel in Germany, hits the line after 55 seconds. As gets checked by his coach, and Rudi gets up from the snow. Here's Geoff Capes pondering. Wolders gets help from the two officials who are there to position the caber for the strongmen. Openly admits that this is not his favourite event. His best throw here so far, 40 feet. The snow, as you can see, is falling heavily now. That's not helping, and it's still bitterly cold. And it's on its end, and it's over. Will be happier about that one. 13 metres 50, that's 44 1/4 feet. But he seems to have hurt his hand. Not too badly, though. Now here's Wolders from Holland at 110 kilos, psyching himself up for the big lift, preparing his body to take on this huge chunk of rock. And now he's got to get that boulder up above his head. He rests it for a while, letting the cranium take the strain in. Now, were those arms quite locked out? No, they weren't. So goes out. He's achieved third place and 6 very useful points. The turn of Holland's strongest man, Wolders, who has performed so well in this event in previous contests. He must be a favourite tonight.
Go!
Arb's a really determined man, and he's trained very, very hard for this contest. And this is a good time indeed. He's already 10 seconds ahead of Gustavsson, and this cool, iron-willed Dutchman keeps on going, battling against the pace. And that's the best time yet, 46 seconds for Wolders, and it's going to take something very special to stop that horse from going to ahead of him. Was Wolders with that remarkable 46-second hold. Kuester did better than expected, picking up 6 valuable points. But a bad result for Geoff Capes. Down there in the bottom half of the table, only 3 points. This was Wolders' triumph. You must be very pleased at the end of the first day, your first win.
Yes, I needed it for my confidence, and I knew I was good in this event. And they told us that if I won, the winner could take the horse home. And I want to take the horse.
What are you going to do with it?
I give it to my son. I got a son of 8, and he would be pleased with it.
And you're pleased as well because you've knocked Geoff Capes into third place.
Yeah, and I took some points off Jón Páll Sigmarsson, and that's on this moment number 1. So you always have to look at number 1. But he will come tomorrow.
So you're looking forward to tomorrow?
Yes, that should be my day.
But today has unquestionably belonged to Sigmarsson. 3 wins and a second place put him 5 points ahead of Wolders, who's looking more threatening with every event. And it's really these two who are standing between Geoff Capes and his title. Well, they do say that music has charms to soothe the savage. It's a good day yesterday, How do you feel this morning?
Good. I have a few hours sleep, and I'm not injuring myself. I only have a Kirk Douglas chin now from the rock lifting, but it went all right, so I feel fine.
And what about the prospects for today?
There are a few quick exercises over long distance, and because I'm one of the lightest, of the boys, and I've trained on that event. I should do well.
Confirmation on the board then, so remember it's the 2 heat winners and the 2 fastest losers overall who qualify for the final, so that means that Wolders, Capes, Sigmarsson and Waddington will be there. And Geoff Capes desperately needs a win to lift his morale. So this is how they're lining up for the final. Nearest the camera, Wolders, then Capes, Sigmarsson and Waddington.
Ready?
And already Capes and Sigmarsson pulling ahead. Geoff slightly in front there, but it's very, very close. And there's a triumph for Geoff Capes, the heaviest man in the contest and also the fastest. Sigmarsson second, Wolders third, and Waddington fourth. Well, this has been a spectacular new event in this contest to find the world's strongest man. And there's Dave Waddington getting treatment from the doctor. It must be due to gulping in this bitterly cold air so quickly into his lungs. Geoff Capes also having difficulty in breathing after the demanding race, but for the first time here in Sweden, he's won something. An amazing time of 16.9 seconds gives Capes 8 points. Sigmarsson comes second again, and there's consolation for the last 4 because they only had to run once. Geoff's now Arb Wolders on the left versus Sigmarsson on the right. And this promises to be very close because they're both immensely fast and very fit. Started at a really furious pace. Wolders just ahead. And they're still almost neck and neck as Wolders reaches his final block. And that is a very fast time indeed, with Jón Páll only just behind. A great performance by both of these great competitors.
Jón Páll, were you surprised to be beaten by Arb in that heat?
You know, I can't be beaten. I'm not a Superman. I think Arb Wolders will be the fastest one. Maybe Geoff. He is in his best form now I've ever seen him.
He's still struggling.
Come on, Pius! You're following up, okay? Take us from the bottom! Come on! From the bottom!
That's it. And what a brave effort from the Kenyan. They all lifted 200 kilos except Ochieng and Poulin, and we joined the event at the 210 kilo log with Kuester having just failed.
At 210 kilos, Arb Wolders.
Now that line down the log indicates the point of balance, and there are no handles to grip with, just their bare hands. That's a good lift by
Wolders. At 220 kilos, Arb Wolders.
Arb psyching himself up to really hate that race. Oh, I think he's hurt his left wrist. Jón Páll looks anxious. Is he still going to go on? It looks like it. No, that's it. He's not going to risk any further damage to his wrist. And now we move on to the first semi-final. Daniel Poulin versus Arb Wolders. The 32-year-old French-Canadian from Saint-Simon, Quebec, is an arm wrestling champion, so Wolders is really up against a lot of experience.
Let's go.
Now they must keep their elbows in those cups. bench there, desperately shouting encouragement.
Go up! Captain, go for it! Come up! Yeah!
Five.
Yes!
5 seconds.
Yes!
And the ref warns Arv about keeping his wrist in the correct position.
That's it! That's it!
Sorry, you're disqualified for failing to get your wrist back within the 5 seconds.
And the ref stops it. There are very strict rules in this event.
Sorry.
So Daniel Poulin is the winner
Yes,
and goes to the final.
I'll be back.